everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of our podcast. It's not named yet, but we'll get into that in a second.
Writers, editors, photographers, videographers, and more. Together, we are Her Campus SFA.
My name is Dana, and I'm the video director and podcast producer for the Her Campus chapter at SFA.
Hi, my name is Randy, and I'm our sorority liaison for our Her Campus chapter at SFA.
So I'm really happy that we're finally able to start this podcast, but we still need a name for it. So we want you guys to get involved in naming it. And so if you have any names, please tell us on our social media.
Yeah, message us, Instagram, Twitter, anything that y'all can think of. We were kind of leaning towards something with like Piney Woods, like Nacogdoches reference, but honestly, anything that y'all have would be amazing.
Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll do a poll on our Instagram too when we have it kind of narrowed down to a couple. It'll be like a little tournament.
Yes. We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
This is exciting.
We've both found some pretty good articles that we're going to kind of spill with each other, and hopefully
spill some tea.
Yeah, it should be pretty educational as well. So to start, though, I want to do an article spotlight from one of our writers.
Yes, awesome. Okay, so I was looking at one. I love that my computer just froze. Okay, so from one of our own Her Campus writers, it was important things that you need to know before getting a dog, per se, or an animal, be in college. She was saying how she just recently got a dog, and like it's just so much responsibility about it. You have to think about, you're going to be in classes all day, you're going to have some students have work, and you're going to be going out on the weekends, and dogs need so much attention. They're very high energy creatures, and you really just need to be taking care of them. They need to be walked so much and played with, and like so much going on. She was talking about how having a puppy, especially as a full-time job, it can be hard to handle. When you're adopting, you have to think about there's a $200 pet deposits at a lot of apartments. You have to have like a really strict schedule with them and stuff like that. But yeah, she did an amazing job. Do you want to shout her out, give her a little something?
Yeah, the writer's name is Arcadia Mills, and she's a good friend of mine actually. But I'm really happy that she wrote this article because it makes me really sad to think about all the people who might have adopted an animal from the shelter or brought their animal from home, and they may not be realizing it, but they are neglecting that animal
for sure.
by leaving it alone for all day, or getting upset at it when it goes to the bathroom in the house.
And you see students like in dorms and stuff like taking their animals and like hiding their animals in the dorms.
Yeah.
And then they end up like peeing all over the floor.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I saw so many people in Village when I was a sophomore like having animals, and they just weren't taking care of them, and it was really upsetting. Mm-hmm. So she came up with like a lot of good points for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought that was good article to start the semester off with.
For sure. Okay,
so let's get in to the main body
of our topic. Yes.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a couple of my sorority sisters about this. Sex education in Texas being almost non-existent, the concerning statistics on STIs, condom use, etc. for our generation. We were on the couch just cracking jokes and stuff like that, talking about like how in high school, how like you see like we were watching some like movie, I forgot what it was, but about how like they were like doing like the condoms on bananas and stuff like that. We never did that at my high school. That was not a thing.
Yeah,
and we were talking about how like getting STI checked and stuff like that, going to the health clinic, how it's like free testing and all that type of stuff. Like it really needs to be advocated, and like really we started getting a conversation and started talking in deeper levels and stuff like that about so many things. Like we were talking about like yeast infections. 3 out of 4 women get them, and no one talks about it, and like people think that they're so uncommon, and they're literally so common.
Yeah.
And no one thinks about that, and it's like so crazy. We were really getting discussions about it and talking about wanting to do like some type of like workshop where like we have like one of the professors from like the one of the like the sexes classes. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the health.
Yes, like
kind
one
of classes.
Yeah, exactly. Like having one of them come talk to us about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because like literally when we were looking at the articles and stuff like that, it is a wild so much stuff that we were looking at. Like we were kind of shook. Yeah. Do you want to tell them about one of the articles you found?
Yeah, one of the articles that I found was more focused on STIs, and it was published on the American Sexual Health Association,
So it's the real deal. It's the real deal.
Yeah. But yeah, it was posted on theirs, and it was just like straight statistics. The very first like bullet point, they have a whole list of bullet points that show or that tell everything that they found. And the very first one says 1 in 2 sexually active persons will contract an STI by the age of 25. And I was like, 1 in 2? That's, I don't know, that's crazy high by age 25. So I was like, I don't know.
That's so wild. But like when you really think about it, like I know so many people that have STIs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And one thing from one of my articles I was looking at, someone was talking about why it's so normal and why millennials aren't wearing condoms is because like friends with benefits thing is so popular now.
Oh yeah.
That's what had me shook. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is true because this is literally me.
That is
literally friends with benefits. And people are doing that or whatever. And so they're thinking like, oh, I'm having regular sex with the same person. I don't need to get checked.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if your person might be playing with you and you don't even know it, and he could be having sex with multiple people and you literally don't even know.
Yeah.
So there was a study, it was a couple years ago, but it was saying that by skin condoms, it found that 48% of millennials use condoms never or rarely. 48%. And so they got a couple people asking them like why they don't. This one guy, his name's Nick, says they're really constricting.
Oh.
All right. Who hates condoms and rarely wears them because they don't feel good.
Okay.
And then someone else was saying all of them seem to fit differently. It doesn't really feel organic, and they're generally unsexy.
Okay, but does...
No, literally.
Is having like chlamydia more sexy?
No, literally. Somebody I know literally just told me that like a week ago, which is why I was like so shook when I saw this article, because I was like, oh my goodness, because she was saying how like when her and her boyfriend have sex, she was like, he'll like go to put a condom on, and like I'm just like laying there for like a couple minutes, and I'm just like, okay, well I'm not hot, like I don't want to have sex anymore, like I'm over it now. It's just, that was so wild to me.
Yeah.
But I was just shook by that.
Yeah.
And then he was also saying how like some people like this, like this one guy who will start putting a condom on, the girl will be like, no, don't use one. I want you to like feel me. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
It's so not worth it. Like I get it. I feel like I get it.
Yeah,
you know?
for
but
sure. Like
to not have that thought that goes through your head that's like, not worth it.
No, for sure.
You know?
Like, and this one girl, she was saying after she had a STI scare, which made her become abstinent for 7 months. Mm-hmm. And she was like, to me, it was a wake-up call to be more proactive and not be so willy-nilly about using protection.
Yeah.
Because, like, for one thing, a lot of things that I've noticed and heard of is a lot of people just feel awkward going to buy condoms, so then they just don't. And I'm just like, if you feel awkward buying condoms, then you shouldn't be having sex in the first place. Because that just means that, like, you're not mature enough to be having sex.
I agree. Yeah, me and my boyfriend just own it. We go in there and buy a box of chocolates and some condoms, and we're like, smile at the checkout lady.
No, for real. Yeah, like, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally in college. Like, do you think they don't?
Yeah.
And I was telling you this earlier. There was another article from TMC News talking about how not only is, like, STIs in the U.S. hitting a record high in 2017, but over the past 4 years, they're looking at the Texas STI data, and it's huge in Houston.
Really?
Which, like, huge. Like, they were saying there was 2.3 million reports, and then surpassing 2016 by more than 200,000 cases and representing a nearly 10% increase in 1 year.
Dang.
And it was, like, a huge part of it, they were looking at UT Health in Houston, and it was, like, 45% were among girls and young women aged 15 to 24. 15 years old is what had me so shook. But when you think about it, like, everybody, like, in high school is having sex, so I was like, okay, I guess it's not that crazy. But
not everyone,
the fact is, like,
like
a lot of people, you're right about that. I mean, like, I didn't until I was, like, almost, like, I was a senior in high school, and all my friends already had.
Mm-hmm. Me
but,
too,
same girl, same. But just the fact that, like, in Houston, when you think about it, like, it's so high in Houston, and, like, a big chunk of, like, our students at SFA are from Houston. And it's just, like, if like they're bringing that here, or like, because I'm from Houston, or just like anything, like, we have free testing, and like we do have like a big like percentage of like people getting STIs and stuff in like NAC and in Texas and everywhere because they're not being educated. Yeah. How expensive it is also a huge factor. And thank God, like, we're in college and like we have free testing at our health clinic. But like over the summer, I had sex and I waited till August to get tested because I was gonna wait. I was like, because I went and I was like, oh, I'll go to Planned Parenthood or somewhere like in Houston. I don't have health insurance. It's $75 without health insurance at Planned Parenthood. $75. I'm not paying $75 to get tested when in like a month I can just go and do that.
Yeah.
And like, but at the same time I was like nervous because like for a whole month I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
like what if
sweating.
I was like, yeah, because like things like chlamydia, like I didn't have any symptoms, but like so many of them are under the radar and you don't have symptoms until it's like way too late, and like you have such big factors like not being able to have children and stuff like that, because like that's whenever the symptoms come out. So like just get tested after every partner. Like we have, like if you go to SFA, we have free testing at the health clinic. It's literally so easy. You can go Tuesdays and Wednesdays to go get tested for like chlamydia and stuff like that with a P test, and then you can like I think it's like once a year, once a semester, you can do biannual blood testing, and then you can also get chest checked for like HIV and like syphilis and stuff like that. So like you have all of this stuff that's given to you, and then you find out by Friday. Like it's literally just so easy to take not even 30 minutes out of your day to just make sure that you're safe and you're being safe with your partners. Like it's so easy.
I agree.
I'm like, why not just go do it?
Use your resources. They're here for you.
Alrighty, let's get into Texas sex education because I'm freaking ready. So I made this joke earlier about how like we never at my school ever like did like the condom thing on the bananas or anything you see in movies and stuff like that, because I was like making a joke about like I didn't learn how to put on a condom until I was like 20. Like I never did it. I didn't because I didn't have to, you know what I mean? Because like guys like they like did it themselves. I never had to. And then finally when a guy asked me to do it, I was like, wait, what? I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. Like it couldn't be that hard. But it's just like, wow, if only I had a banana in class in high school, I would know how to do it. And there was this one thing I was reading. It's on texascampaign.org. The state of Texas doesn't require any sex or HIV education to be taught in public schools. Yet, if a school chooses to teach these topics, it's required to emphasize abstinence until marriage. Not being required to talk about sex ed or HIV education is wild.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
I get abstinence before like marriage or whatever, or just abstinence in general. Don't have sex until like you feel like whenever you want to. And that's just so wild to me that you have so many students that are getting pregnant and that are getting STIs and stuff like that because they're not educated. They don't know anything. And that's just so wild to me. Like why would you not want to teach your students? And like it's little things, and it's just it needs to be rewritten like so bad. Like
I agree.
It's why no one knows anything. And that's just so crazy to me.
What did they do at your school? Like what kind of education at all did they give you, if at all?
Like basically nothing. So we had like a health class that we had to take, and like in the little booklet there was like one tiny little chapter of like sex organs. Basically, and it wasn't even like telling you like what goes where or anything. It literally just gave you like a picture of the organs and like what's inside of them, basically explaining, hey guys, girls have 2 holes. It's not just one. They have 2. That's about it.
Like, what?
No, literally. Some guys were so shook. And that's basically it. And then like our teacher played the GIF or whatever from Mean Girls saying don't have sex or you'll die or whatever. Or you'll get pregnant and die. That's literally the GIF that he did because he thought it was funny. But then that was like it. And I was like, okay. And don't get me wrong, like my health class teacher, he was also like the wrestling coach. So like he was so uncomfortable talking about it, and the 2 minutes that he even did, he was so uncomfortable, and that was like literally it. And what's crazy is like I was like in Northwest Houston at a pretty diverse, not like super left, but like left enough where like we were pretty open about a lot of stuff. And I was just kind of shook that you would think in a more developed area, in a more not super conservative area like East Texas, that we weren't talking about it. And we had so many pregnant girls in my high school. Like literally, I didn't realize how many we had until I was in my math class, and right next door was, we have those, I forget what they're called, but it's like a child development class that you had to take.
But like human growth and development.
Yes, exactly. Anyone could take it, but they made it a mandatory thing for girls that were pregnant and like their boyfriends, if their boyfriends went to the school. And my math class was right next to it, and I would get out of my math class and I would see like 15 pregnant girls like walking out with, oh my god, we have a lot of pregnant girls. And I'm just like,
which no shame
why
at all.
after no not at all,
No.
but I'm just like, why after having multiple girls that are pregnant, why would you not think about changing it? Because
if they were
15 in one school year
Yeah.
seems like a lot to me. At one high school, that seems like a pretty grand factor.
Yeah.
To think about possibly doing anything, because like it's not a requirement, but they're saying that you can.
Yeah.
So why not want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's 2019. We got to get with the times. We have to talk to our kids about it. Because if they're not going to know, we're just going to keep getting STIs. And we're going to keep getting, like, just so much stuff happening. It's just wild. It's so wild to me.
Yeah, my high school, we had a health class too, and in that class it was like very textbook and like broad and awkward and stuff. But then we had this assembly it was like in junior high, I think it was like 7th grade or something, which is like, I don't know, seems kind of late, but it's also early enough, I guess, whatever. Yeah. But we had this assembly, and it was like a traveling educational group kind of thing that they went around and talked about like sex ed and stuff. So my school really didn't teach it, but like this group did, thank God. But, you know, they would tell us everything, but then they would be like, abstinence or you'll die, you know, and we're like, God. But, like, I knew some people that had already had sex, and they were, like, terrified, you know, because they felt, like, guilty and stuff. And I'm like, this is shitty. Like, you're making them feel guilty for just doing
Which
this.
is so wild to me because, like, I went to a private school in middle school, so, like, I never had to, like, deal with that. So when I came to my high school my freshman year, I was shook that people were having sex. Like, one of my guy friends in my class literally told me that he started having sex when he was, like, in 5th grade. Ooh. And I was like, how is that literally possible, first of all?
So young.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, some people it's not young,
some people,
you know?
like...
Some people it's like, I didn't get my period till super late. So for me, I'm like, damn.
No, like, literally. And, like, to each their own to everyone. But I was just so shook.
Yeah, it just varies so
it does.
Hard from
And
person
it's
to
just,
person.
like, when you have people that young doing it, you don't know, like... all this, like they're not gonna know everything, and also they like their mental capacity is not at a level where like they're thinking about that. Yeah. They're not thinking about like pregnancies and about like using condoms, because like literally like, can you even sell a condom to a 5th grader or a 6th grader? Like, is that even like legal?
You have to be 21 to buy a condom. No,
oh my gosh, no,
that
literally.
would be crazy. No, yeah, I don't know.
In Texas, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
but that's the team.
But I mean, it doesn't all fall back on the school district, though. I think, like,
not at all.
I mean, parents, you know, that's I think that should be a huge role of being a parent too, is to educate your kid and not just be like, put it all in the hands of the school system. You know, you want to educate your kid yourself as well.
My mom and my dad never really like told me anything, but at the same time, like, I'd watch movies with my mom, and she'd be like, that's sex. I'm like, okay. And, like, I had an older sister, and I had, like, a lot of cousins. Yeah. I come from a big Italian family, so, like, I had my peoples to talk to about. But there was just some stuff that I was just like, oh, my gosh, like, I did not know that. I was, like, really shook about. Yeah. But my dad, funny enough, so my parents are divorced, and I lived with my dad the rest of high school, and my dad caught me sending a booty pic to a boy my senior year, like a week before my graduation. And my dad didn't really let me date in high school, so he didn't even know that I ever even had a boyfriend. Yeah. So this man did not know. So then he's like freaking out, like asking if I've had sex, and I was like, no, which was a lie, but he didn't even know that. Yeah. And to this day, I still don't even think he knows I have sex. So hi, Dad, I've had sex. If he listens to this podcast, who knows? But he made my grandma talk to me. Aww. My old religious Lutheran Italian grandmother. And she talked to me and brought out the Bible and read a couple quotes, LOL, Bible verses about just about like saving yourself for marriage and about how important it is, and which is like teach their own, because like I thought back then that I would be doing that and I didn't, which is fine, but I just felt terrible lying to them and pretending that I was like, oh, it was so bad. I like called my friend afterwards. I was like, I had to go stay with my sister in San Antonio for a week after that because I didn't want to be in trouble and I didn't want to be grounded, but I also like was just like, I need to get away because of my dad. Oh gosh, I just felt so bad looking at him after that. But like, if parents are open and honest with their like children about stuff like that, then like it's not a worry. And like you said, it's all about like open honesty, even like with your partners. Oh my goodness, be open and honest with them. Like, hey, are you having sex with anyone else? Okay, cool, that's fine, but that means we will be using condoms, and I also want you to be getting checked regularly, like minimum once a month. And because it's easy, like it's not, because sometimes it can be awkward, and so what's annoying is a lot of gross, so many guys make it so awkward and be like, hey, like, have you gotten checked? Be like, have you? Yeah, I have. And like, why are you getting checked? Do you think you have something? No, it's because I'm being safe because you're stupid. That's a good point. Oh my goodness. I have like one of my best friends. She is She calls herself a hoe because she is very sexually active and, like, loves to have sex with different guys, which is fine, and, like, I love that she owns it. But she'll, like, talk to me about it, and she's just like, yeah, I'll have, like, stupid guys. And, like, she's in grad school to be a lawyer. Like, she's literally in law school right now. And the fact that she still has guys in law school making those comments, you're gonna be a lawyer and you're making comments like that, like, what? Has me so shook. It's all about just, like, acting like an adult. If you're having sex, then you need to act like an adult. And
buy your condoms with
buy
pride.
your condoms with pride. Walk up to that girl at CVS, put those condoms down, and say, can I get a coupon? That's what I do.
And she'll give you a 50-foot-long coupon.
All for some Trojans. Yes, honestly, we're here for... Oh, I forgot to talk about, because it was my same friend. For girls, like, I know a lot of girls feel this way because a lot of girls are allergic to latex or have a sensitivity to it. I have a lot of friends that have it, weirdly enough, because I didn't even know that was a thing. There are a lot of condoms that are a little bit more expensive, but you can get coupons online for them. And there's vegan condoms in stores now. Some people get grossed out because, like, there's some that are made, like, from lamb skin, which can be a little iffy for some people, but they don't feel any differently. And
I've never heard of that. That's really interesting.
I just know about that because, like, 2 of my friends both are allergic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, but there's so many different options. So, like, even if you are allergic, not using a condom isn't, like, an excuse because, like, you still can. There's different options for you, and not all of them are lambskin. That's just one of the ones that I know about.
That's really
that's like a little gross. Like, I probably wouldn't use it, but I don't know. To each their own. But just use condoms. Make sure you're getting checked regularly. We have an STI checking. I don't know why I just said checking. Free testing at the clinic. So just be smart. Use your resources. Like, we're here for you. If you have any questions for us, you can message us on any of her campus social medias if you have any questions. It's very confidential. So if you truly have a question for us, we'd be very open and honest to answer it with you, with us or any of our people. But we're here for y'all. We want to talk to y'all. We want to listen to y'all's comments, how y'all feel about it, any crazy experiences that y'all might have about STIs or stupid boys, like, or even girls, like, asking questions about that. Talk to us. We want to hear from y'all.
Send us in any crazy stories you have. Or
my gosh, I would live for some crazy stories.
Thank you so much for listening, and you can follow us on our Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at HCSFA, and then also follow our YouTube channel at HCSFA. So thanks for listening. Again, I'm Dana.
I'm Randy. Thanks, guys.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye.